So, guys, welcome again to the last session, the fourth session of the day. So, thank you for staying with us, bearing this with us. So, thank you so much. The global wholesale telco industry in the digital transformation era. Wow. But I'm very lucky and very actually honored to have these senior specialists sitting next to me because I can tell you anything about the global wholesale, but you would not believe me, right? You would not. Maybe a little bit. Some who know me, maybe, from the old days. Anyway, Mariano, if I can start with you, quick introduction.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Marco Vicente. He said Mariano, but it's fine. I mean,
I keep calling him Mariano. I don't know why.
Too many hours already in the day. I work for Tata
Apologies.
Communications, and I'm located here in South Florida. I'm a resident, so I mean, I didn't know as much history as he does from this bar, but I'm ready tonight. Okay. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Marco. There we go, Enrique.
Oh, myself?
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Cristiano Ferraz. I am the CTO of Netcon Americas. This is a company that is specialized in three different things. Okay, we have one vertical, which is construction, engineering, and consulting for the telecom market, specialized in mission-critical networks. So that's one thing. We design solutions for our customers, recommend technologies, and do specifications for them, especially those that have concessions from the local governments or need new technologies in order to update their networks and are discussing and seeing what they're going to choose. The second vertical is the one that we represent here. We have a little booth outside, a little table, which is our application that renders visible what is normally an opaque layer of the network. We do network inventory, put everything, every connection on the network onto a common primary information model on a database, and on top of that, we integrate whatever business support system and operation support systems that the customer, the company's operating networks need. This is especially important in the world today because the connectivity services, they usually transit over several different technologies, several different manufacturers, different networks. And sometimes if you do not have a common information model where you can run your operation on top of, you do not see the connections from one of the operating systems that there are. And the result is that in your operating center, you have 10, 20 different screens, and in order to concatenate the information that comes from the different operating systems, it makes concatenating is a very hard job. So when you're going to sell capacity and connectivity to a customer, you often have to go to several different screens, and the engineering processes of providing a connection and consulting to see if the connection is possible takes a long time and is often error-ridden. So what we do is try to put everything together on the same platform. And the third vertical that we have is innovation. There is where we work with people who are very knowledgeable in artificial intelligence and in integration of systems having different information models in order to make it possible to make the platform talk with whatever systems are present. And in this division, we have about 30 developers who dedicate in integrating platforms relating to connectivity. So that's what we do mostly. And here, I've come to talk a little bit about the connectivity market, the wholesale and connectivity market, and the difficulties that many companies have in integrating information, how we can solve that.
Okay, thank you so much. Adriano.
Hi, my name is Adriano from IXMet PowerHost. We are a real neutral carrier in Chile. So we have our own networking crossing all main data centers in Chile and connecting the land stations crossing for the Pacific. And we work with dark fiber and semi-capacity. So we are a carrier-to-carrier company with a focus in Chile, but we have another operation in Peru. And a new one project that we will be the next operator to deploy a new network, neutral network crossing Atlantic to Pacific to interconnect the cables coming from the land stations. So we'll cross from Valparaiso to Las Toninas.
Thank you so much, Adriano. Francisco?
Well, I think you know me already.
No, who are you?
Okay, Francisco Somigliana, VP Sales at iBasis, working at iBasis since 2010, 14 years already. Going through a lot of changes in time, 14 years, yes. iBasis Boston made, iBasis Dutch made, and now iBasis where we are standing today. No need to do a further introduction of the company because Edwin already took its time to do it, but whatever needed, you can let me know. Today, yes, to talk about the wholesale landscape and the challenges. Yes.
Okay. So what are the challenges? What is the landscape? What do we see around us? What can you share with us?
Yeah, okay, let me start. I think it's complex. The digital transformation requires us to be on top, to be the front runners, but also, mainly today, to comply with all the regulations, the complexity that is related with that. In a situation where margins are going down, we are having worldwide economic challenges. So we need to make sure that we are aware of what is happening, being the front runners, comply with all the regulations, security, key topic on this conversation as well. But mainly, I could say, make clever decisions on what is going to be happening in the future and how we're going to be standing towards that future. This is something that we're talking about it, Marco, as well. And the intention is to make decisions, right? What is that we have to do and how we should comply with all this new situation happening.
Okay, thank you. Cristiano?
Well, the problem that I see, I come from the technical side, but I also know a little bit about it's many years, like you, right? You said that we should be retired already, but we refuse to retire.
Is he looking at me or?
Oh, you said that morning.
Where's the guy? No, you're
But you
right.
see, I come from the technical side, and I have been working in telecommunications for quite a few decades already. And there is one thing that has been a dream for everybody, is to have this unified vision of the network in order to get to the root cause of anything that's not working well, and in order to find a solution to connect the customers over a single platform. This task is especially difficult today because there are many companies that cannot do anything alone. Before this, a couple of decades ago, everybody was vertical, so everything was within the same company, and it's not like that anymore. So if you operate a data center today, you will need to provide connectivity to your data center, but you will also have to use services or fiber or whatever connectivity there is to get to your customer's location, so as to offer a unified solution to the customer. This becomes more difficult as the complexity rises in the network. So there is a growing worry from operators and people selling wholesale, selling data centers, selling services, selling content, in order to get things to work together, especially when in the environment there come neutral host networks that offer connectivity also. About 10 years ago, I heard from somebody talked about telecom, mobile, right? Deutsche Telekom here in the United States. And I heard their CTO saying that if you have coverage, if you want to have coverage in some area, do not give me the problem of building a network to get there. I will put my radios, I'll provide you coverage, and if you provide the radios as well, I get you the connectivity, but I do not want to spend money and operate a business which is not my final business, which is selling traffic and connection. And this trend has grown everywhere. So you cannot sell data centers alone without the connectivity to data centers, without reaching out to the customer. So somebody has to integrate that. And this line of business has appeared in the last few years, right? So there are more and more players that offer the connectivity and compose the solution for people selling wholesale traffic to the end customers. And that is where it is necessary to harmonize the different systems from different customers in order to get things to work together. And this is not an easy task, and that is a task that we have taken upon ourselves to solve. Okay.
All right, cool. Adriano, if I can come to you. I mean, the current and future market challenges, and especially on the investment opportunities.
Yes.
What are those challenges, and what investment opportunities are out there, and and does it match with the current models we have? I mean, those are 4 or 5 questions, I know. But
Yeah, exactly. And in addition to what Christian said, exactly this. We need to be aligned with the data center, because when the data center started to looking for a place, usually the main business is if they have energy or no. But you can't avoid, because you need to understand and talk on the project with the operators, with the carriers, because as he said, the costs at the final will be for the data center. No, the data center don't want to do the investment, so they put it for the carriers to do these investments, and at the end, the customer will pay more. It depends the place, it's the region. In our case, for example, in Chile, it's very hard. You have diversity of roads, and you have some specific for the regulation. You cannot start or build a new data center in some specific regions. So we know that it's a hard lesson for the data centers. But if you work aligned, this is the challenge. You need to work before you start and deploy the project, and you can build a specific place or better places or better roads, and you can do it with time, with the current time. So you need to understand, and not what happens at today. It's that data center say, no, I'm ready. So it's up to you. So okay, of course we do it because everyone needs to sell, but at the end we can do better projects, better roads, and offer better solutions for the customers. And the data center can start the operation more connected. So this is what I think.
So is the challenge then that to make sure that you educate each other within, let's say, the industry better? Because that comes down to communication, and I thought we were in the telecommunication business, right?
Yeah, I think that's more a time to communication, because of course everyone do this communication, but the time to start this conversation, it need to be aligned.
I'm happy that we at the Carry community have the GCCM platform so we can discuss this. Point made. Marco, what challenges do you see in the wholesale market? I mean, Tata being a global player as well, as we all know.
I think that Cristiano stated very well. I mean, trying to harmonize the activity, it's a Herculean task. I don't think we will never do it. I mean, we have never, agreed even to make a simple common outlet on all the world use electricity. So go there and tell them that we need to harmonize the way we share the information and the way we store it. I think it's a great time for data centers. I think that they're going to grow a lot. There is a problem with legislation. Regulators do not agree about a common way, and that should be the path if we want to harmonize that. Okay. But about the market, definitely, as Cristiano said, I will give my right hand if somebody gives me an OPEX business and I don't have to do any CAPEX. That will be great, awesome. But in real life, it doesn't happen. Somebody needs to take the risk. And right now, there is a gap right there. I mean, companies do not want to take the risk about making CAPEX. Why? Technology changes so fast. But we're going to need it because there is no other way to face the future that we have. We have too much information, and storing it is not the solution. We need to give more space, more freedom. We, as startup, we move 30% of the traffic in the internet in the world. We know that. And certainly we have learned some lessons out of it. We don't want to store it, not at all. So we need to find a way to be able to deliver the information to the right time and somehow synchronize with our colleagues and with our competitors. I mean, on that task, we have no competitors. We need to share that, and we need to be able to move forward.
Okay, cool. New technologies, they push us and have a huge impact on our service portfolios, right? And Francisco, maybe you can drop in here, and maybe Cristiano as well. How and in what way? I mean, we live by efficiency, because efficiency normally means extra margin or less cost, right? Normally. So, how do you look at it? I mean, I basically went through, let's say, a small transformation just now, and so, again, what's your view on it?
Yeah, I think it's important to understand what is the current environment at the end of the day. And what we're trying to do is we are trying to reach to our partners' understanding on a holistic approach. What are the needs that they have? Because you said people is looking for margins, less complexity, less costs, less investments, but someone has to do it. Edwin recently mentioned our managed services policy over there, and this is something that we are trying to add in our portfolio. Thanks to all the investments that IBASIS made in the past, that sometimes, because of the wholesale industry, the return of the investment, okay, if we go to a single product, is not that beneficial. We need to understand how we maximize all of our potential solutions. Edwin was saying at a certain moment, let's go to the platforms, let's go to the basis, not products, not silos anymore. And I think this is IBASIS approach today in this situation. Our portfolio is completely open. Network as a service, reporting as a service, voice as a service, SMS as a service, everything that we can provide.
Francisco as a service?
As well, if needed.
We call it FAS.
Yes.
You know?
No, not fast, not fast. We are going against
With an
that.
F and double A.
There you go.
I had to make. You know how it works. Cristiano?
Well, yes, hearing the other sessions this morning, I had a vision of
You
what.
see, you
of
get
what-
this here, huh?
Well, yes,
You get this
of
here
what
with
might
us.
happen. So I have a lot of experience in the critical network, mission critical network environment, and also in telecommunications. And one thing that has bothered me for a long time is the fact that you have everywhere you need energy, you have to bring the energy. And bringing the energy in itself has a very high cost. You need high voltage AC lines in order to bring from the generating plants to the place where this energy is used. And how about doing data centers next to the point where the energy is generated, so that you can spare the cost of all the energy of transporting and losing due to inefficiency, a lot of that energy. That adds to the cost. And who is going to invest in transmission lines to alter their current capabilities and provides the necessary energy there? So why not deal with the generators, the generating plants, the power plants themselves, and say, well, give me a piece of land, I put my data centers here, you sell me without intermediaries, you sell me the energy directly, and I have everything there, I pay very little, and the energy is there tomorrow, if you so wish. So you don't have to invest in transmission lines, and you do not have to lose the money due to inefficiency and pay for the transport. Yes, you can do that, but there's no connectivity there. But there is, or there can be. If you take somebody like Sienna, they are sitting right there. That's why I mentioned you, my friend.
Is Ricardo in the house? Ricardo, are you? Okay.
They can reach hundreds of terabits per second over common fiber. Every transporting line has OPGWs, that are the guard wires with a nucleus full of fiber. They do not usually have any interest in selling their fibers to anybody, because that's not their business. But how about opening a business where you can get your traffic to the data centers next to the generating plants? And how do you pay for that? Well, every time you get a license to build a transmission line, you have to put the guard wire. And it costs a lot of money. In your business plan, you have to count with the cost of the guard wire. If you put a few more fibers within that guard wire, an OPGW with higher capacity, illuminated with high-speed fiber, then you can get the traffic to go there at a very much lower cost and get the energy come the other way. So why not do that? Why do not manufacturers of transmission equipment, data centers get together and tell the people building or doing outbuilds of transmission, high voltage transmission networks, telling them, I will pay for your guard wire. It's not going to alter your business proposal to the authority giving you the license. And you have solved two problems. You give them energy, you give them communications at a very low cost to everybody involved.
But you know, there's always a but with one T, you know? And that is that he wants to make more money, you know? By the end, he doesn't want to be too efficient, right?
Yeah, but just to that point, I mean, lighting those fibers, that's what we do, right? So if you're generating the traffic in a data center close to the power source, we can bring traffic wherever we need it. So it's either or, right? But it may be more efficient because the power is already there, and that's what Microsoft is doing, building
Exactly.
by a nuclear plant. So it's a very similar idea. I think there's some merit. So absolutely.
They nuke up the data centers. That's what they're doing, right?
Press the button, do it.
Kaboom.
Yeah, tomorrow
Anyway.
you have a data center and full connectivity at a very low cost.
It's only, as we said, 2 containers.
Yes.
And there you get your nuke plant. So there you go. All right. Guys. Francesco, for you, and then Adriano. On the business side, right? I mean, talking about the data centers and what to do and on the power, that's all good, that's all fine. And, you know, efficiency needs to be there and margins needs to go up or we need to, you know, bring them back into our budgets. But on the business side, on the services side, what do you think that would be, let's say, the game changer? And don't say what Edwin just said, huh? Yeah. What do you think, just out of the box, what could be, let's say, another game changer for our business?
I think it's having the possibility to adapt and to understand what is needed.
Okay.
Today, what we're trying to do is try to maximize the amount of products that we have in our portfolio. That is very important. But if you're not able to adapt, to understand what is the need, then the time to market is the incorrect one, so you don't have business anymore.
That's always difficult to get that balance, right? Because we as, let's say, we in the telco, as operators, as service providers, or whatever, you know, vendors, we can come up with things which might be needed, services, but still we need to sell them and hope that there is the demand for it, right?
Correct. And I
Well,
think
we
it's,
think that the demand is there, and then we, right?
if you don't have an eye, trying to understand and to target the market, if you don't identify the market and then try to understand what is the need that market has, then it's very difficult for you to be able to make any business. And that together with understanding all the regulations, all the complexities that might demand. So iBasis policy was always trying to be the front runner, but it's very important, the sales force, and here I'm putting myself and the team in front of everything, because we are the ones that needs to understand where is the business. It's challenging, but I think adapting is the solution over there.
All right, Adrian?
Yeah. What we're trying to do in our case, it's facilitate for the customer this connectivity. So the idea is, for example, as we already assume all the costs, for example, if you are a presence in no data center, so this problem we start to solve. It doesn't matter. Let's avoid we'll not talk about costs by today, but of course we made your investments and we have you all connected. And why not offer for the customers in a different kind of service, like interconnectivity between different data centers, and it's be kind of like a neutral interconnectivity. So doesn't matter if the customers has presence in 1 or 2 data center or only one and need to receive services from another data. So you need to be responsible to interconnect everyone and offer this kind of services, but it's an open service, not specific, and we will not be different prices for region or no. We solve the problem on the region, align with the data center or no, but try to offer a neutral services, the interconnectivity between these data centers.
All right. Marco. Looking at my questions, and what I want to get out of here actually is and I hope you too with me, because we people, we are a bit afraid. I mean, we're talking a bit about power and about services and everything, but let's talk about security here. And we had this in a previous panel, and what I always see is that some people are always afraid and about the data privacies, and the challenges which come with that. How do you tackle that? How do you communicate that to your customers, or what do you do about it? I know, it's another hour. I know, but
It's
no,
complex.
we will not go. But I want to have a quick helicopter view on this one.
No, it's complex about security and cybersecurity. We're being attacked daily, hourly, every minute. And what we're trying to do, like I believe everyone, is segregate the information, make different types of information connected behind, similar to blockchain. So what we're trying to use is diverse the attack. We cannot avoid it. We cannot stop it. They will come. So what we're trying to do is
They will keep on coming.
exactly. Yes, give them pieces of information. They cannot do anything with it unless they will attack all of us at the same time. I mean, obviously, this is not the solution. I mean, I'm pretty sure that with the time they will get there, and we are evolving and creating new solutions every day. I mean, Tata got different solutions from customer bases, B2V, up to high-level security. And what we try to do is always, be ahead of the game. There is no other way. I mean, it's a continuous run. I mean, there is no stop here, because if you stop, they're going to catch you. So from my point of view, I appreciate a lot the privacy. I appreciate a lot not to be identified by anything anywhere. I mean, if I can. I don't mean to be anonymous. I mean,
Go to Pluto or to Mars because
right. I mean, they get your phone, you get your license plate, they get whatever, your email, and your target permanently. But I mean, I would love to have that privacy. Let's say I want to disclose the information that I want, the piece of information that I want, and what you need to work. For example, going to the doctor, they want to know if I'm married or not. And I say, there's any reason behind that. I mean, I don't understand why you need that information in order to do it. Where I work, there isn't a reason for that. I didn't come to the shrink. I come to, probably to get my blood pressure measured, something like that. I mean, there is no need to know that I'm working for Tata Telecom or working for someone else. So the mean is that we cannot just empower the people to select the data that they want to disclose. We're on the path, but we're not ready yet. But in the level of corporations, of enterprises, definitely we do. Definitely we segregate the information, we cut it in pieces, make unuseful for anyone until we put it back together. Mm-hmm. But this is something that we need to do with our partners. We cannot do it alone because I need to rely on someone. I mean, the idea about, Christian, about putting data centers close to power generators, I got dozens of reasons not to do it. Number one is because you only got one way of communication. That is a problem. Number two, if something happens with the power generator, something's going to happen to your data center.
for sure.
So, I mean, I got many reasons not to do it. On my point of view, on the way that it's going, communications is going to be much more as a service. I mean, sharing the ability to compile information and give it back. Who cares if we got legal reasons why the information cannot leave a country because they've tried to protect your privacy, but at the same token of managing that information without affecting your privacy, who cares if somebody's going to look at my RX here or in China? I don't care, as long as it's a good diagnosis. I mean, obviously, I don't want to be identified, but I don't want neither to force someone here for formality looking at RX. Probably they don't have time. And probably in China, they have more time and they can do it cheaper. So like I said, we need to share, we need to act the same way. We need to be able to share the information and share the compilation and the ability to store and use the information between different data centers because there is not enough space, there is not enough capacity in our data centers to hold what is coming. I mean, every day we do much more information than all the information that we've done in history. Every day, and it keeps growing, and it's exponential. So either we delete it or either we share it.
Adriano, you want to comment on that one? Because by the end of the day, I mean, the youth, sort of Gen Z, is posting everything, so they don't care about their protection, right? Or do they?
No, of course. Everyone needs to be worried with the protection of the data. So it's another part that the data centers need to be worried. So different kind of service. So they cannot offer only, not talk only about the colo, about the connectivity, but of course, and the security is the most important part, because they don't manage what kind of information they are receiving or sending. They are receiving the customers, and each customer has your different kind of information. So of course, it's very important.
Okay. Let me think of something. If there is one word or one sentence, Francisco, throwing the curveball to you, of course, because I like you, you know this. The global wholesale telco industry in the digital transformation era. One word or one sentence. What is there that we need to focus on or look for in your glass bowl?
Consolidation, transparency,
I love that as an M&A guy. I love consolidation. I love that. So,
consolidation, transparency, and communication.
okay, cool.
I think is where iBasis is going, what we have to do, make sure that we share expertise with everybody that needs to have knowledge in the chain. And the only way that you can do it is by fomenting, strengthening the relationship, communicate, and of course, at the end of the day, ends up being consolidating business and ideas.
Okay, thank you. Cristiano?
Well, shortening time to market, bringing down connectivity costs, and having everybody who is a player in that area sell their services in a very efficient way in order to compose a solution that fits the needs of the customer. And that can be done.
Thank you for talking about the end customer. I love that. Marco?
I think communication is the key. I think that there is not anymore a big player on the table, and we cannot work in silos. We need to share, and due that the ARPU is getting so low, we need to appreciate, everyone's technology and be able to share a project. I mean, I'm ready to share a project with anyone who is able to reduce my cost and make a project profitable. Sometimes we see that our projects are not profitable enough, maybe because we don't have the technology. So same thing like I said this morning, we don't see any more our competitors as competitors, and much more like partners. I mean, we need to understand their technology, they need to understand us, and if needed, we need to come together and maybe we need to do a little something just for one project to make it happen, because those little steps will make happen many things. I mean, working on a silo, working in an individual, it's not looking right on the next century. It's not going to happen because we need all the strength that we can get in order to move things. Most of the times, I'm talking from Tata, who is a huge company, we don't have everything in the house in order to provide the best service to the end customer. And we need to look for someone else.
Okay. Adriano, last famous words.
So as I'm the last thing, I just the only word that I think that we need to have neutrality, because neutrality between the vendors, between the competitors, so to do this environment work.
Don't tell me. You have a neutral data center.
Of course, not on this. No, it's exactly. But of course, the neutrality is important, as I said, not only to the customer, but between the competitors, between the solutions. If you don't have this, you cannot offer the full solution, understand what the customer needs. So this is the main key. It's the neutrality on the reality, not on the marketing only. Okay, you need to execute
not in
the
a nice
neutrality.
brochure, right?
Of course, you need to work with this neutrality.
Thank you so much. And with this, ladies and gentlemen, I want to end this first day. I want to end this session. I want to thank Verizon and iBasis for sponsoring 2 of these sessions. I would like to thank my panelists here. So Francisco, Adriano, Cristiano, and Marco. I got it now, huh? I got it now. Thank you so much for being here. I want to thank you, audience, for staying with us. I'm thirsty. What about a beer? It's time?
Beer o'clock.
No, hold on. Let's talk to the boss first. Aurelia, are we done for today?
We are done, We will start at 5 o'clock.
At 5 o'clock. That was a bummer, right? That was a bummer. Anyway, thank you so much. Stay tuned. I mean, we're happy to be here for you as a GCC Macquarie community. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your attention. And thank you, my fellow panelists. Thank you. And see you at the bar.
Thank you.